All right, last little part with fractions today. So we're going to be talking today about negative exponents. And in order to be able to do negative exponents, you have to have a reciprocal. Reciprocal is when you flip a fraction. So for example, if I have the fraction 1/2, its reciprocal is 2/1 or just 2. If I had the fraction 5, the number 5, put it over 1, its reciprocal is 1/5. If I had 2/3, its reciprocal is 3/2. Right? So you're just flipping those. And there was a mistake up here. We forgot to change it. Sorry about that. You should say power of 10. So we're going to go through and we're going to talk about these. And we're not going to actually do the fraction necessarily as a fraction, but we know then 10 squared means 10 times 10, which is 100. We know 10 to the first means 10, 1/10, which is 10. Yesterday we talked about what happens when I have an exponent of 0. So anything to the 0 power is 1. That's a definition. But if you notice, as I'm going through here, right, as I'm going down like this, I keep getting smaller. And what I'm really doing is to get from 100 down to 10, I'm dividing by 10. And to get from 10 to 1, I'm dividing by 10. So if I continue that pattern, and the reason that it's 10 is because that's what we have as a base. If I continue that pattern, this is going to be 1 divided by 10, which is 1/10. This is going to be 1 divided by 10 squared, which is 1/100. So our rule, a negative exponent, and we're going to write this, you better be writing this down. So negative exponents mean turn it into a fraction. Okay, that's what they're telling us to do. So I want to write, let's see what our directions say here. Write an equivalent expression in exponential notation to the one given and simplify as much as possible. So that doesn't mean I have to actually figure out what it equals, I just have to rewrite it. So 5 to the negative third. So I see, here's my base, I see a negative exponent, it tells me to turn it into a fraction. So that's 1/5 to the third. You should be able to understand how it works going the other way. If I have 1/8 to the 9th, I can flip that, becomes 8, but when you flip it, the sign changes. So that's the other piece of this. When you turn it into a fraction, your sign changes, and if you go backwards, right? So we're just going backwards here. For number 3, now, a doesn't have a negative exponent, so the a stays right where it is. B to the negative 7, now I have to put this into the denominator of a fraction. So it's going to be a over b to the 7th. All right, number 4, here's a multiplying problem. When I multiply, I keep my base, I add my exponent. That's going to give me negative 8. I can rewrite that. This is the same as 1/11 to the 8th. All right, number 5. Here I have one where it's a division, so I have to subtract, keep my base. 2 minus 5 is going to give me negative 3. And I could rewrite that as 1/19 to the third. For number 6, division problem, I have to subtract my exponent, so we keep the base. 16 minus a negative 3 is 19, and that one already stays. For number 4, because I have a fraction as a base, instead of doing the 1/, I'm going to take its reciprocal. So 5/7 to the 4th power. Here now we have a power to a power, so I have to multiply. C to the negative 6. Rewrite that as 1/c to the 6th. Oh, I forgot number 9. Sorry, I keep doing that. Show the fractional equivalent to 3 to the times 2 to the negative 4. So very similar to what we did up in number 3. The 3 does not have an exponent, so we're going to keep it. 2 to the negative 4 means it has to go in the denominator. 2 to the 4th. Well, 2 to the 4th means that we're doing 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which means we have 3 over 16. Number 10, wow, look at all these. So I'm just going to go through, all my bases are 5s, so I'm going to go through and add my exponents together. So 2 plus 10 is 12, 12 plus 8 is 20, 20 plus 0 is 20, 20 plus negative 10 is 10, and then, excuse me, plus negative 8 is 2, which you could then simplify to 5 squared. So, negative, this better be in your notes when I check them, right? Negative exponents mean turn it into a fraction, and I'm going to even add in here, in parentheses, reciprocal. Okay, any questions? Bring them to class. Test is on Tuesday, don't forget.